Hello children, how are you all doing? Fine? Fit, fine and healthy? I am sure you are doing well, enjoying your days as well as studying. You all have seen lesson 7, part 1, the works we do, understood everything, few exercises I had given you, and now I am here to take up the same lesson, lesson 7, part 2. So welcome to lesson 7, the works we do, part 2. Key points in this lesson: new occupations, dignity of labor. New occupations. The development in science and technology brought in many new occupations, professions. A large number of industries, factories were set up to transform agricultural products like cotton, sugar, and minerals like silver, iron ore, etc. Many people started working in factories and living in nearby cities and towns. So because of science and technology, many new occupations, professions were created and many people started working in the industries and factories, those industries which converted all the agricultural products into something new, like cotton industry, where the cotton cloth was made, sugar industry where sugar was made, and then there were many mining industries also, like silver, which came out from underground, and then iron ore also. So these factories were set up in nearby cities and towns, and that's why many people near the factories, they started living there. They needed housing, education, health, sanitation, markets, transport and roads. Now when we are living in any township, anywhere, then we need all these basic things to survive, to live. So houses were constructed, schools and colleges were made for the people. Then health, hospitals were made, sanitation, where cleanliness was the main point for the people to keep clean, for the drainage and for removing the garbage. Then markets were made where people could buy all the necessary things which they needed for their daily use. Transport and roads. You can see so many types of transport we are having, means of transport, and for helping these means of transport to move, especially the roadways, so special roads, good roads were made, smooth roads, so that these means of transport, these fast means of transport could move on them easily. Then many other means of transport also were started in different parts of our country. Hence, people of different occupations were needed, like masons, architects, engineers, designers, teachers, doctors, nurses, sweepers, salesmen, drivers, etc. So, when we need so many buildings, so many places then definitely we need masons and engineers and all to construct those, architects to make the designs, and engineers to get the building ready. Then designers designing many things, not only clothes but designing other things that we are constructing. We design it on paper first and then only it is put into proper shape by the engineers and the other laborers and masons. Then teachers were required in the colleges and schools for helping the children to study. Doctors were required in the hospitals for the health of the people. Nurses, sweepers, drivers. You can see nurses, sweepers, drivers, salesmen. When we are selling something, we need a salesman to help to sell out the goods. Nurses in the hospital to look after the patients. For the cleanliness, we need sweepers. For moving all the vehicles, we need drivers. In the cities and towns and villages, wherever all such facilities were there for people to work. So for their facilities, such type of jobs were created. Now we are going to see dignity of labor. All forms of occupation, jobs are known as labor. Whatever work we are doing, whether we are doing it in office, school, or any type of work as a porter, as a rickshaw puller, all such type of work is called labor. They may be mental or intellectual. Mental means where your brains only are used properly and you are using your IQ, your intelligence, all such type of things where it is needed. Any type of job is called labor. So you can see different types of jobs over here, everywhere. All different types of jobs done by people. Everything is called labor. In manual labor, now two types of labor we have. This is one, manual labor. Physical strength is used more. Body should be strong, and such type of people, they are using their physical strength. They are not using their intelligence over here. They use partly intelligence, but physical strength more is needed in such type of occupations like mason, carpenter, butcher, sweeper. This is butcher who cuts the meat and all and provides it to the people. Then carpenter, sweeper, blacksmith, all these are also labor, and they are what type of labor? Manual labor. Barber, driver, porter, who are doing very heavy work with their whole body. They are using their body, physical strength. Then intellectual labor. Intellectual labor requires mental ability and educational qualifications. Mental, you see, ability, it requires your mind should be strong over here. It's all about mental strength. If your mind, your brain is strong, you will be able to follow such occupations. So qualifications you need for it, educational qualifications, you have to go to school, college, and then go to a training center to get all the training, and then you can become that whatever occupation you want to follow. So you need what? Educational qualifications. So you can see the different occupations which need mental strength. Your brains should be strong and you should be able to go to a proper school, college to get such type of training, and then only you can become a lawyer, pilot, doctors, engineer, scientist, teacher. All these are called intellectual labor. There is general notion that intellectual labor is more important than manual labor. General notion is people think that intellectual labor means being a doctor, lawyer, teacher, astronaut, or any type which education is required, that is much better than the manual labor. Is it true? No, not at all. Some people look down upon manual labor. They forget that respect lies in the quality and not in the type of work. So such people who look down, who think that manual labor is very low type of labor, they don't remember such things where work is more important. Not the type of work, but the quality of the work. If we did not have someone who would clean our surroundings, who would stitch our clothes, who would do our household work, then how would we manage? Think about it. All occupations require hard work, sincerity, mental alertness and creativity. Whether it is mental labor, intellectual labor or manual labor, all the jobs need such things in our work. We have to work hard, we have to be sincere, truthful and very much alert in doing the work, and use your own brains to do something better and better always. Now you can see a watchman guards a colony carefully and an astronaut travels and works in the spacecraft. Both are performing important and useful jobs. This is a watchman who's looking after the whole colony, and this is the astronaut who goes in this spacecraft, and he also is doing an important job, plus he is also doing an important job. So job can be any, but the importance is very much necessary. You must remember that every job, every occupation, what we follow should be respectable. Means we should get respect from it. And when we can get respect? When we are sincere, when we are hardworking, isn't it? So dignity of labor means respect for all types of labor and not considering any job superior to other. So what is dignity of labor? That we should have respect for every type of labor, and we should not feel that some job is having a higher place and some are having a lower place. All jobs are equally important. Now we can see the craftsmen of Kashmir are famous for embroidery on shawls and carving wood. This is shawls and here carving the wood, making designs on wood with the sharp chisel over here, and they are doing important work. And the craftsmen of Gujarat, they are famous for doing this kachi mirror work. You must have seen mirror work dresses and lehengas and kurtas and kurtis and so many things. This mainly it is This craft is of Gujarat. And all these shawls, the embroidered shawls and woodwork which is done by the craftsmen of Kashmir. It is the hard work, creativity and quality that earns respect for these craftsmen. How hard they are working, how they use their brains, their imagination and put it in the work they do, and what type of quality comes out from it, how they give the shape and how it starts looking, the work that they do. That is the thing which gives them that respect. These craftsmen, they get the respect. Do you know, Gandhiji said, manual work is not inferior to mental work. What we do with our physical abilities, that is not less than the intellectual one which we use, our brains. Both are having their own importance in the society. No job is greater than the other. Dignity can be achieved only with hard work. Supposing someone is an intellectual labor but he is not hardworking, he is very lazy, does not do his work, puts all his work on his subordinates who are working under him, and he is nicely having a good time in the office, in the AC, nicely sleeping, eating, enjoying. So the subordinates and other people know that this person is a person who does not do his work sincerely. Would he get respect? No. In fact, the peon who is working very hard, running from desk to desk, from cabin to cabin, he is doing important work, though he is a manual labor. And everybody respects him because they see him working so hard. So that is called dignity of labor. The labor gets respect. Which type of labor? Any type it may be, but working hard, that is more important. Gandhiji preached dignity of labor in Sabarmati Ashram. So he gave sermons and lectures in this Sabarmati Ashram. You find out more about Sabarmati Ashram and make a scrapbook and put all the details of Sabarmati Ashram in it. What all things, where it is, and what Gandhiji, it was so important to Gandhiji, what Gandhiji did there. All such things you must find out. This is one task I am giving you. The people living in the ashram were taught to clean the toilets and surroundings themselves. In earlier times, you see that today like we have the modern toilets, we did not have such modern toilets. So people, they depended on cleaners, those sweepers who would come and wash out the toilets. The toilets were not inside the house, also little away from the house, and they used to come and clean the toilets and go. But Gandhiji taught the people that they should do their own work, cleaning of toilets also, and all the surroundings where they lived, it should be nice and clean. So cleanliness not started now only, it started right from the beginning. There were many people who preached about being clean. Every work is respectable, dignified and important for the society. Any type of work, you see, whether working in the office or working out or anywhere, doing hard work, physical strength needed, all types of work are respectable and are equally important for the society. in which we are living. So, we must give respect to every work. People doing manual labor are not inferior in any way. Those who are doing manual work, they are not less than the people who are doing the intellectual work. A dignified work becomes undignified only if it is done in a wrong way or by unfair means. If we are working in an office and we are doing very important work, but for people who come to us to get their work done, if such people try to do the work through unfair means taking bribes and all, so that work will not be dignified, not of very good quality it is. It will have a very low quality, a low term for that particular job. And then all the people who are in that job, in that occupation, all will be looked upon in that way only, that oh, this job is always doing unfair things, taking money from others and then getting their work done. So if we want to have respect, want to earn respect from others, we should be honest and sincere in our work, truthful in our work. Many families have domestic help to take care of their household chores and children. So you see, many of your mummies and your families, you see, you are having some maid in the house to do the household work, domestic help we get from them. Some of the mothers are working outside, so they need someone to look after the children. So they keep maids to see to the children and to cook the food or wash the vessels, sweep and swab the house and keep it clean. They need such type of maids and servants. But we must remember that if they are not there, then what would happen? The whole burden would come on the people who are living in the house. They were so used to the servants and the servants have left now. Then they will come to know that the importance of that maid or the servants. So it is important to talk politely with maids, servants and respect them for their work. Not to shout on them, scold them or anything like that. Tell them anything if you want. Tell them politely, this was not done, so it should not happen next time, because cleanliness is very much necessary. Explain to them all these things. Sometimes children do not feel proud of the occupations of their parents. The son of a tailor may wish that his father were a doctor. So the son of this tailor, he might feel that my father should have been a doctor. He feels ashamed to tell that my father is a tailor. Is it right? That tailor is also working so hard to provide the family all the necessary things, as hard as the doctor. He may be earning little lesser than the doctor, but he is also doing hard work. Hence, it is important to know that it is the hard work, devotion to duty, means putting yourself fully in the work, your strength, your mind, and giving everything to the work that you are doing, then that is called devotion. You are doing the work with full dedication. and pride in the quality of work of many people that make our life comfortable. So, we should know that every work is equally important and all are doing good work for us. Without anyone, our life would be so uncomfortable. So they are making our life easy, so we must respect everyone. And the children also must respect their father's occupation. Do you know honest living is respectable living? Being honest in our work, that is very, very important. That gives us respect. So children, this is the end of the lesson. I hope you have understood everything. The lesson is complete now and you will do all exercises I will send whenever it is needed, and you will do whatever has to be done in the book, and the things have to be done in the notebook. As I am giving the grades nowadays, you have seen those who are not sending me their work, they are not getting good grades. So better be careful about all your work and submit on time whenever I tell you to submit in the personal group of mine which I have made in WhatsApp. So you must remember everything, every point in this lesson, and plus you must remember that what is going on these days. Be careful of going out and mixing around with people. It can harm your family, harm you, harm your neighbors. If you bring this deadly disease to your home, everyone will be affected. And that's why you have to be very careful. Don't go out so much. When you go out, remember all the safety norms, how you have to keep yourself safe. Stay away from people, don't go near them. From far, talk to them, always use a mask. Sanitize your hands whenever you touch anything. Wash your hands when you come home and be careful. So have an awesome day. Stay happy always. Be cheerful and enjoy as well as do your studies. Love you all. Thank you.